Hi, lovelies. Welcome to your Pick a Pile prosperity message from Spirit. So, what I'm going to do is I am going to pick a card for each of these crystals. Some might have 2 cards, some might have 3 cards. I'm just going to go with what Spirit gives me. And then you can pick which pile stands out to you the most. And then we will go from there. Okay, so for pile 1, with the ruby fuchsite, pile 1 with the ruby fuchsite, can I get overall prosperity message for pile 1 with the ruby fuchsite? Also, I realized that like with the beginning and the intros, they were the hardest for me, so I just kind of like jump right into the reading. So if you're like, oh, okay, so we're just getting right into it, yeah. It's like the way that makes me feel the best. So I'm just flowing with that. See how it goes. And also thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Okay, prosperity message with the ruby fuchsite. The ruby fuchsite prosperity message. What? It took forever. I was almost thinking I grabbed the wrong deck for this, but this is the deck that I'm using. So maybe in regards to this message, before I flip the cards, seeing there's 3 cards, I'm just going to flow with it. Maybe for those who pick pile number 1, something has been or taken a long time to get here. Should I flip them or should I leave them on the table? I think I'm just going to leave it on the table. So that is for pile 1. It's interesting. The deck just kind of split right there. Now I need it to fall out. But the splitting, so maybe for pile number 2, there might be a split, some kind of maybe 2 different directions that are in front of you or that you're contemplating. We'll see what comes out with the cards. So can I get a prosperity message for the golden rutile quartz, crystal quartz, golden rutile so that flipped, but I'm trying not to show. So I'm just leaving that there. Okay. For pile number 3 with the tiger's eye, and I'll bring the crystals up once I'm done pulling the cards so that you can see them closer. Tiger's eye, pile 3, prosperity message, please. And thank you very much. message. And then pile number 4 with the Howlite prosperity message. Thank you. I'm feeling a second card with this one. Is there a second card with the Howlite? Is there a second card with the Howlite? That one's standing out to me. Okay. Okay, so I have the cards. And if you have fast forward and you're coming to when the cards have been picked, then welcome to your piles. We have pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. For pile 1, we have a ruby fuchsite. For pile 2, we have a golden rutile crystal quartz. For pile 3, we have a tiger's eye. And for pile 4, we have a Howlite. So you can pause the video and take your time to pick what pile works for you. For those who have already picked, I am going to start. Hi, pile number 1. So let's look at your cards. We have new life, moving up, and offerings. So you got 3 cards for your overall prosperity message. I'm just going to read them out to you. And once I pull all the rest of the cards to go with this, then I will do my thing and read the cards. We have new life. You may get a fresh start or be called to bring a new perspective to your old job. You may also get a tempting job offer or new place. Moving up, you are increasing your power and status. You may get a promotion or move to a better home or office. You climb the ladder of success. And then we have offerings. You will be offered a new position or investment opportunity. Think about it and research it carefully before accepting. So that sounds wonderful. I'm just going to put that there. How do I want to do these? So these are your main messages. And now we are going to get digging into it a little bit more, see what's going on. See what is going on. So what is the current situation for pile 1? What is pile 1's current prosperity situation in regards to these cards that came out? Thank you. Oh yeah, you're ready to go on an adventure. Okay, so what is the challenge? Thank you. And that went in the reverse. Work with no results, no rewards, wastefulness. Okay, can I get one more for challenge? Thank you. Okay, and then can I get advice? Thank you. Strength and Emperor. Well, this is pretty awesome, actually. Bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Cups. And I feel like I'm going to leave that right there. Because that honestly, it feels like where there might be a little bit of hesitation is just like sadness of what was lost or what you were losing. And I feel that with the challenge, it's like something that you've worked really hard on. It just didn't come to fruition, and it could have been something that you've been at for a while, or it could be tied to like, because we have the Six of Cups. This could deal with like, could deal with family. It could deal with a relationship. Maybe it's somewhere that you were at that involved friends, lovers, family, that it just wasn't working out for you. That's not going to be for all, but I do feel like I needed to say that. But it's something that is just not growing. It's not moving, or that, like, that's a challenge. That's a challenge of it. And the Page of Wands, it says here, I focus on my dream and enjoy the journey, exploration, excitement, and freedom. And that's like the current situation. So it's like, I feel like you're wanting new life, either into the job that you are doing right now, or wherever you get your prosperity from, or somewhere else. Or somewhere else. For some of you, you might be offered a new job, but this one is saying make sure you research it carefully before you accept, because with the Page of Wands energy, the fire energy can be impulsive. So you might want to jump into something else quickly. And what this is saying is like, don't hesitate so that the opportunity passes you by, but just take the time that you need to really research it, really think about it, really look at the pros and cons in a realistic manner before making that impulsive decision. If you are at a new job, oh, that's interesting. I wasn't going to say that at all. If you are at a new job, the opportunity for moving up might be opening up to you. I wasn't going to say that at all. So for whoever that resonates with. And then new life, for those who, see, and I'm really feeling it connected to here. New life, it's almost like wherever you're at, bringing a new perspective might help to move through the challenge. And then we have the advice. The advice is the Strength and the Emperor. And the Emperor energy is the energy of somebody who is very strategic. They look at the pros and cons. They have goals. They research ways to reach their goals. They make precise decisions to get the end results that they're wanting. And it's also the energy of leadership. And that was Strength. It's like the advice is, you know, taking the role, a leadership role, to make steps to move ahead, strategic steps to move ahead, and to face your fears with courage inner strength, compassion, and patience to face your fears and to move past where you weren't able to move past before. And perhaps it was fears or lack of strategy that was holding it back or holding it at a certain plateau. But it feels like with the current energy being the Page of Wands, like you're wanting to move forward and you're embodying more of that energy than what you did before. But the page being more the energy of, like, I feel impulsiveness there. It's going to be more important to get out of the impulsive energy and more into the Emperor energy and to face your fears. You could utilize that fire. You could utilize that passion and that drive and that confidence and that perseverance. Like, that is awesome. But making sure that you hold yourself grounded in the energy of being strategic with your moves is really going to help you bring new life to a situation, move up the ladder in a situation, or move into a different direction with the situation. This could also be, if somebody is an entrepreneur and this is your business, this could also be possibly having 3 different options. Do you breathe new life into it? Do you I'm just trying to, do you increase it and put more energy into it to make it bigger? Or do you just breathe new life into what is already there? Or do you go somewhere else altogether? It's interesting. I do feel a little bit of energy of frustration because we have the challenge, work with no results, no rewards, wastefulness. And then we have the 5 of Cups right here, which I was feeling, and it says, feel your sadness with the knowing that the sun will shine again. Loss, grief, disappointment, and despair. With these energies, what I'm feeling is like putting the effort into something and it not growing in the way that you were wanting it to. With the 6 of Cups, I'm also feeling the energy of like, it's not growing the way that you want it to, or it's not moving in the direction that you were hoping it would. And that created like some frustrations and some sadness. Maybe you invested a lot of money, a lot of time. When we invest a lot of time into something, that time comes out of other pockets of our life. So if you invest a lot of time and money into something and it wasn't taking off, the frustration and the feeling of disappointment is very real. And you could be feeling like frustrated because there's other areas of your life that maybe you would have been really happy to invest that time and energy into. But it does feel like you learned a lot. You learned a lot. And then with the 6 of Cups, the word that is standing out to me with that is healing. And it's like with the 5 of Cups, learning to let go of what is spilt, what isn't working, what is no longer there, what is passing you by, and turning around and look at the other cups that are full, the other opportunities that are there, changing your perspective, changing the way that you view things, how you perceive, and seeing new opportunities where you might not have before. Sometimes we need to get stuck where we are so that we have a pause. And then when we have that pause, then all of a sudden, once we have a little bit of a rest, all of a sudden, all these new ideas that weren't coming to you before are starting to show up for you now. all these different strategies, all these different ways to move past limitations that you had before are starting to come to you and give you ideas. And these are helpful in moving in the direction that you want to with where you are or with what you are trying to create. And just that impulsiveness, I just want to keep saying it, to be honest. Just really keep it in check, man. But the need to create solid foundations and move through fears or limitations that you had before are going to be incredibly helpful. Okay, so that is what I have for pile 1. So much love to you. Thank you so much for being here. Very much so appreciated. If you could click like and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed already, I hate this part. I just want to do the videos, but the likes, I really appreciate them very much. So thank you for those that do, and so much love to everybody. Bye. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome to your pile. I'm just going to reveal the card. We have innovation. You will need to come up with new strategies to keep your plans in motion. Old ways are outdated. Invent, create, and test ideas. Interesting. So I'm just going to move that to the side and grab some more cards. And then I'm going to do my thing. Read the cards. Okay. What is the current situation for pile number 2, please? Hermit, Magician, 3 of Swords. Okay, what is the challenge? Okay. Do I have room down here? And what is the advice? Thank you. I heard, and I just split the deck and I got the 10 of Cups, and there's also the 10 of Pentacles right here. I also heard the world is your oyster. You know what? I am going to leave that on there. The world is your oyster. I'm just going to make room for all of these cards, if I'm able to. They're not going to be in a straight line. I do apologize. My device doesn't want to be in a straight line, and I don't have the patience to fight with it. Okay. Little bit of separation there. So for the current situation, we have the Hermit, the Magician, and the 3 of Swords. This feels like I'm just getting information. I'm feeling a lot of emotions with this, to be honest, especially with the 3 of Swords. And I'm trying to figure out if the 3 of Swords is like some form of self-sabotage, honestly, is kind of what I'm getting. Self-sabotage for some, which is such a hard energy to learn from and move through, but it is possible. And I'm also kind of feeling the energy of like depression. So it's like emotions. Emotions are playing a big role for pile number 2. And it's interesting because now I don't think I remembered what I picked up on the first pile, but on this one I'm looking at this crystal again, and I'm feeling again, looking at the chariots, like 2 different directions, 2 different paths. And we also have the 7 of Cups as like an advice card, and it's like looking at different options. And then we have, you will need to come up with new strategies to keep your plans emotions. Old ways are outdated. Invent, create, and test ideas. This feels not like pressure to go and be like this big, huge, amazing thing in 3 days. It feels like, honestly, it feels like even taking one small baby step at a time and moving in the direction that you're wanting to, before you know it, you'll be like, wow, look where I am, just by those small little baby steps. They turn into big movements. You'd be surprised. Because it feels like with the Hermit, you're having a really hard time doing that, a hard time moving through, a hard time manifesting. And it's like the manifesting energy, the magician energy, what that feels like to me, it's like trying something and it not working out, but the need to kind of look at your attempts and to see if you are just putting like a little bit of energy into it, or are you not wanting something to really work out. So it's like a little bit of self-sabotage going on there. There may even be fear, because it feels like what Spirit is giving me, it's like with the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles, it's like they're giving me a huge timeline from right here all the way to right here. And this timeline, at the end of it, holds the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles. These are really awesome cards. That's like happiness, fulfillment, legacy, inheritance, financial abundance, just happier times. Sustainability is what I just heard. And it's like where you're at right now, I don't think you can see it. I think you're having a really hard time seeing it. But with the Chariot being in the challenge, it's like you're having a hard time seeing it because you're having a hard time moving forward. You're having a hard time with your drive, with your willpower, with your confidence. And it just feels tied to that 3 of Swords, that sadness, or like that like little bit of loss of faith in self, or having a hard time having faith in self, or having a hard time seeing that things can be really good for you. And that's interesting that this is coming about for a prosperity message. So it's like whatever it is that you are trying to create, I don't even know if you know what it is that you are trying to create. To be honest, I feel like you're going through so many lessons right now that are a little bit on the heavier side. And the message is, look at how baby steps is going to help you. at how change can really bring you movement forward, how change and passion can really help you see more options and bring you to the end results that you really crave, that you really want. And perhaps you ran into a situation that really took the wind out of your sail. It feels more important to learn from that situation and to take that knowledge forward than it does to let it defeat you. But the innovation with the baby steps, like look at all these, it just feels like a bunch of steps to take is going to help to create that movement and the change and the prosperity and the happiness that you were wanting, the fulfillment that you were wanting, that fire coming back, fire being ignited. And while I say this, while feeling that energy of like a little bit of sadness and that hermit energy, it's like wanting to be alone. It feels like a little bit of sadness. It feels heavier. I just want to send whoever resonates with this reading so much love. Please don't give up. You are loved beyond measure, more than you can ever fathom. You are so important. Please know how much you are loved. I just felt the need to say that. Those baby steps are going to make a big difference, and only you know what those baby steps need to be. And the longer it takes to make those baby steps, the longer it's going to take to get to where it is that you want, that happiness. But that is there for you. So it's just finding ways to help you move through to get to this. That could be finding more supports. That could be connecting to your loved ones around you. If you are dealing with any kind of grief or loss, I'm also sending big hugs. I'm kind of feeling that energy right now too. It might feel like this is unattainable. I promise you it is. It absolutely is. One baby step after another baby step. Pause when you need to. And then do another baby step. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. Okay, so that is all I have for pile number 2. Thank you so much for being here. I send you so much love, and I will see you next time. Bye, pile number 2. Hi, pile number 3. Thank you so much for being here. Let's look at your card. Influencer. Influence. Use your influence for change. You may do public speaking, social videos, or interviews. Your voice and opinions are important. I'm almost feeling like picking one more of these. Yeah. Can I get one more for pile number 3 with the tiger's eye? Can I get one more for pile number 3? Oh, flipped. Adventure. I heard new lease on life. interesting. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have guidance. Divine forces are showing you the way to go. You are discovering another piece of your destiny and your purpose in life. Okay. I'm going to leave that there. I'm just going to pull the rest of your cards and then I'm going to get into it. I'm already getting information already. Okay, what is the current situation for pile number 3? What is, thank you, Knight of Swords, Queen of Wands. And what is the challenge? Just feeling this card, I felt believing that you could, believing that you can. I feel a little bit of self-doubt. And at the bottom, like if I flipped it, because it is in the challenge, I'm getting insecurity right there. That's what I'm feeling, like self-doubt. Believing that you can is the challenge. And can I get advice, please? Whoa. Okay, it's not you. 4 of Wands and the Devil. No, I'm not feeling these. I'm not feeling the bottom of the deck either. Interesting. So let's just move these over a little bit. It's not going to look straight. It's the way the camera's set up. Probably could bring these down a little bit though. Okay. That's all the energy I have for that. So the influence and adventure, it feels like something new is opening up to you. The adventure, you make exciting work moves that could take you outdoors or on a trip. You need to climb steadily to reach your financial goals. If anything, it feels like you've learned or attained knowledge. This could be through education. This could be through life lessons. This could be a new adventure or a new opportunity that is showing up, and you might be having some self-doubt. And it feels like this is going to bring a lot of movement in your life, and it feels like it has to deal with people. It also feels like your voice is going to be important. And I also am feeling with the challenge card, as soon as I said that, they brought me to the challenge card, and it's like moving through that insecurity is going to help you with what it is that you are using your voice with or for. But the current situation with the Knight of Swords and the Queen of Wands can be an entrepreneur energy. So if that resonates with you, cool. But it feels more like things are moving a little bit faster than what you were realizing. Or there's an opportunity that you have to make a fast decision on or act fast. And you might be feeling some insecurity with that, or hesitation or self-doubt. And then the advice is to, like with the devil talks about what is it that you are holding on to that is getting in the way of your progress or movement forward. What is it that you're holding on to? And then we have the 4 of Wands here. So it's like, it just feels like, what are you holding on to that is holding you down? That it feels very foundational, and it's almost like maybe it's family, maybe it's community, maybe it's friends, maybe it's a partnership or your significant other relationship. But it's like looking at how a situation is kind of holding you down. It feels like anchored down to something where, no, I can't get away from that because for whatever reason, you would know that. So like maybe it's a house and it's like, oh, you know, like I have a mortgage, I have a house, I have this stability, you know, like I don't want to get rid of this. I don't want to let go of this, but maybe the job opportunity or the adventure, the movement forward is maybe in a different town or a different part of town, and changing locations might be really important. Because that's what this card is about, is changing locations. And you might be tying yourself down to something out of an insecurity that you can do this. And like with the guidance card, divine forces are showing you the way to go. You are discovering another piece to your destiny and your purpose in life. So you might be really hesitating on this, even though you feel like you know what you need to do, but it's like you're wobbling on your confidence of the matter. But the need to look at what it is that you need to let go of or reconfigure or come up with a different game plan, it's strong. Like for the Devil card to come out, like it's absolutely playing a big role. This is kind of cute and this is kind of interesting. And just like a side note, I'm kind of getting like if you're not in a relationship, even though this is a prosperity message, I just got like this little string of information. You might be like wanting to connect with somebody or wanting to be with somebody, and you're having a hard time finding your confidence in it. And it just feels like somebody who is like, hey, by the way, I really care about you. Hey, by the way, I really love you. And it's like something, some kind of influence that's been there for a while that is preventing this. Devil card could also be addictions card. And the guidance, divine forces are showing you the way to go. So it's like making some movement and changes. And that's where I'm going to stop with the relationship message, because this is a prosperity message. But yeah, okay. The more that you let go of the ways and the limitations that hold you back to what it is that you think you need. It's almost like I want to go into somebody's brain and be like, let's expand your imagination a little bit to the point of, let's start imagining some totally different scenarios that have nothing to do with right now. Like just dream a little, just think outside of the box and think of totally different things. Like, let's say you moved to Hong Kong. What would that look like for you? What kind of house would you want? How do you think you'd make friends? What food would you try? What food would you not try? What would the air smell like? Would you want to be near the water? Would you want to be more in a city? Would you want to be in the outskirts? It's like really thinking outside of the box to let your brain expand. Let possibilities come to you and grow inside of you, and let that like really just fill you up with the energy of possibilities. And then when you see how this energy holds you back, making the steps that you need to move away from it. Whatever this is, it says bondage, materialism, addiction, or pleasure. Whatever it is that's holding you back from that. And with the Page of Cups, like whatever it is that is making you feel like you don't have the capability of moving in a direction that you really want to move in, that you're craving, that you can see that you want, or that, you know, like you're craving. That feels really important for this pile. And then they're kind of bringing me to the Tiger's Eye. And Tiger's Eye is the energy of, or holds the energy of helping with confidence, helping with perseverance, courage, abundance, attainment, I just heard. I don't know if I said pursuing already, but that's popping into my mind. And with this guidance card, for it to be strong enough for me to feel it so much to use it from this deck, when normally I was using the bottom card from this deck, divine forces are showing you the way to go. And you got to uncover your eyes. You got to uncover your eyes and just allow what you see in front of you, not be so logical, and allow your mind to expand and to look at the possibilities, not in a impatient or impulsive way, but like in an inspirational way. Let it build up your reservoirs of inspiration and courage to let go of what is holding you back. Okay, I'm just going to start repeating if I keep going over this. So that is what I have for pile number 3. I just want to thank you so much for being here, and I send you so much love. If you can hit like and subscribe, I would really appreciate it. Thank you. Hi, pile number 4. Welcome to your prosperity message. So we have unfolding and we have many choices. I'm just going to pull the rest of your cards so I can get more of the message. This feels really beautiful. It feels lighter and fun. Okay, let's get into it. What is the current situation for pile number 4? Page of Swords. Can I get one more for current situation? Page of Swords. I think I'm going to keep these. What is the challenge? What is the challenge, please? Pile number 4 with the highlight. Thank you. What is, and when I seen this, I heard attainment. And what is the advice? With the advice, I heard influence. Interesting. What is the advice for pile number 4? What is the advice? Okay, I'm feeling like I need to get another deck. So I'm just looking at the ones that I have to see what one I feel would be the best fit for this. Let's try this. For the advice. For the advice, please, for pile number 4. Thank you. Beginning. Can I get one more? For prosperity message for pile number 4 with the howlite. Okay, now they want another deck, and I know which one. Thank you, Spirit. And I just heard a lot of twists and turns, so that's really fluid with the amount of decks that I'm using. It's the most decks I've used for all the piles so far, thus far. Can I get advice for pile number 4 with the howlite? Can I get advice for pile number 4 with the howlite? Thank you. New beginnings. New beginnings, staying wild and free, intangible, intangible, meeting between worlds. Ooh, this is going to be really interesting. You got new beginnings twice, unfolding, and many choices. Ooh, what is going on with pile number 4? What is this new beginning? Is this what I want? I'm going to put it down, but I feel another card. What is the new beginning? Thank you. I don't know if you can see that. Okay. Okay. Interesting. So with the unfolding, this feels like it's connected to, where did I see this? It's like something that needed to come to an end. It's like there's, oh, the lessons. Where did I see that? I liked that. Meeting, gentle, wisdom after the lessons. And it feels like wisdom after the lessons is the unfolding. It's like you learned a lot of lessons that created something totally new and different to unfold in front of you. And now it's like you have many choices ahead of you. And it's interesting with the Page of Swords and the Eight of Wands, because the Page of Swords says take time to think before you act. But then the Eight of Wands says take action, life is moving ahead. So this is the current situation. This feels like a little bit of Libra energy to me. It's like not so much wishy-washy though, but just like weighing both sides. Do I act now? Do I go? Do I do the things? Or do I take the time that I might need to create something new, to create new beginnings? Because with this one, the Empress being in the challenge position, I just keep on wanting to say birthing something new. And then we have beginnings, and then we have new beginnings. So these feel very intertwined. And for this to be the challenge and this to be the advice, it feels like you're having a hard time birthing something new. We have many choices. And it's interesting, as soon as I touched this card, I was brought to this card, tangible and intangible. With this card, it says you have options, even if you don't see them right now. Get creative and look around. Pull a card for each option to see what's best. And then with the tangible and intangible, it's like what is realistic and what is unrealistic, but not looking at it in such a logical way where you're kind of closing yourself into a box of, okay, if I do this, then I know that, I know this. So I can, how do I put that into words? It's like, don't cut yourself short of what the possibilities could be. You don't need to go absolutely crazy, but don't cut yourself short of what you might think is intangible. Because if you're like, well, if let's just say for opening a business, well, if I start doing this and, what's an example, Spirit? Say you are making picture frames. I don't know. Say you're making picture frames and you're like, okay, well, I can do this on my time off and I can do this style and maybe these 3 styles and these 5 sizes and just kind of leave it at that. It feels like maybe you want to do 5 styles and maybe you want to do 10 sizes, but you're not thinking that it's tangible. It's like, no, because even that you can work towards it. It's something that you don't think that you can do. But it feels like Spirit is saying, don't take that off your plate as a possibility. Let your mind kind of expand into the many choices and options that you have in front of you, because something's going to stand out to you and you're going to be like, I think I kind of want to try this. And maybe the first time you try it, and then the second time you try it, but you learned. And then the third time you try it, there it is. And then you birth that something new, that new beginning. But it feels like you're right on the precipice of something new. And the staying wild and free and the tangible and intangible, it very much just feels like allowing your mind to expand past the possibilities that you are only allowing yourself to be aware of right now. With the 3 of Swords and the King of Swords as clarifiers for the new beginnings. With the King of Swords, it feels like knowledge gained from previous lessons or situations or opportunities. It doesn't always have to end in a bad way. It could be, like maybe you went to school and you learned a bunch and now you're moving into the next phase and it's like, okay, well, now I want to, do something new that I've been educated on, but I'm having a hard time creating the new beginnings. I don't know what is the new beginnings and what can I do? What can't I do? And you're looking at your many choices. And that could be what you are unfolding from, is all that learning and implementing it and doing something. But the King of Swords is definitely the king of knowledge. worldly, experienced knowledge. And then that to be with the Three of Swords. I am just... better to live the truth than to live a lie. I'm feeling kind of like an outside energy, like this is an outside of you energy that is kind of mucking up things a little bit, or like interfering with new beginnings. I'm just trying to get a little bit more of a vibe on it. Moving forward, if you've been really hurt before, or dealt with, like, I feel like somebody's negative influence, and that could be like the previous lessons that you learned. It's almost like this is kind of trailing over into this. I'm not going to sit here and be like, let it go, move on. It's not important, because our feelings matter and they're important. And sometimes we don't see how they pop up in our lives until we do. And it feels like this is popping up, and either you have an awareness of it or you don't have an awareness of it. But it feels like the energy of shrinking. So maybe somebody tried to shrink you or make you smaller, and it's like having a negative role in your new beginnings, or playing a role in that and influencing new experiences in ways that this feels like something that can be moved through in your way, in your time. But seeing the energy of its influence, I feel, is really important with this. Because with this movement forward, you don't have to shrink no more. You don't need to fight to be who you are. Not in the way that... See, I got to be careful with this, because like there's certain loved communities in the world right now that are being targeted, and I don't want to be like, that's not going to have an influence, you can let that go, because it's completely ignorant of me to say. But I don't want to go deep into it because I want to keep this general and open. But I am kind of feeling the influence of that. And it just feels like there's so much more open to you than this is making you believe. And it's not about that. It's about your prosperity, having options, new beginnings, birthing something new, new cycles, more gentleness, more calm. Sometimes we just need to turn off what is negatively impacting us and just listen to ourselves and create around us in our immediate surroundings love and support and acceptance. And let go of whatever doesn't flow with that. Staying wild and free, it's like being who you are, being who you are. Because with this, better to live the truth than to live a lie. So if it's better to live the truth than to live a lie, just be who you are. Allow your new beginnings to unfold. If something doesn't work out, no, I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there. I think I said enough that I needed to for this reading. Just to stay sensitive and loving to all. And I'm going to end it with, you've learned so much. You have so much ahead of you. And birthing something new, new beginnings, new cycles. It is tangible for you. Be who you are. Be authentic. You have choices. You can take your time to think about what it is that you want, because it feels like going into the imagination and really looking at like possibilities that you don't think are there that might be there, like really allowing your imagination to flow. Also, if you resonate with pile number 3, they had similar energy with that. So you might want to listen to that one as well. But it does feel like movement forward is the way that you are going. And it feels like you're on the right path. So that is all I have for pile number 4. I send you so much love. Thank you so much for being here. And I will see you next time. Bye for now.